It's the Hellsdevil watch party on the newly updated Dragon. And we'll start right away. And welcome everyone. Today we are going to take a look at the newly reworked Aurelion Sol played by Hellsdevil on the Chinese server. So, the goal of this video is to just show you what this new champion can do and just give you impressions and my feedback on seeing Hellsdevil play this champion. So I'm just very curious what they did for this champion in WildRift and how crazy strong they'll make him. So without any further ado, let's take a look at this. He's going in. There's a big explosion, right? That looks so crazy, don't know? Like, this explosion looked messed up. Wouldn't you agree? And also, you had a, what is it called? A collector moment. A lovely and juicy collector moment. Who can't just love this? The collector movement. So, like, I personally am very curious what he's going to build on this champion. I have a few ideas, which I'll talk to you about, but I don't know how he views this. So in case, if you don't know what Aurelion Sol does, you kill minions and champions and you gain Stardust. And this Stardust increases or evolves your abilities, giving them different bonuses as you see on your screen. If I'm not mistaken, these bonuses are very similar to the PC stats. Welcome back, Mr. Griefer. They are changing his first ability, so it's no longer this star you pop to stun everyone on your screen. You're now breathing actual fire, so you're actually thematically a dragon. And this has scaling with Stardust, with AP, and apparently also does maximum HP damage. So it's quite the interesting thing, and compared to the old Aurelion Sol in WildRift, which was kind of dependent on snowballing, this version is a scaling champion. And now his new second ability is flying. You fly into one direction, and you can fly as you breathe fire. Like, you're actually a cool dragon that flies around and breathes fire on people, killing them. And for his new third ability, you'll see something super cool. So he drops down like a sphere on the floor, and this sphere slows and deals damage, and if the enemy is too low HP, they just get executed. They just die on the spot. They just disappear. And the same goes for minions. And with his ultimate, it also scales with your Stardust. As earlier mentioned, like, all of your abilities do evolve at some point, depending on the Stardust you have collected. And then you saw this huge ass meteor coming down from the sky, right? This will happen if you press Alt. And the impact of this in WildRift compared to the current Aurelion Sol, it's going to be insane. I'm already really sad for all the Aurelion Sol mains because they'll be very much upset about this rework. Because they invested so much time to playing the current Aurelion Sol that they'll feel very bad that their one-trick pony is now basically a champion that most people want to play, because all of the finesse you required to have to play this champion, to pilot this champion with all the positional advantages and all the little things you have to do, are now completely gone. But we have a new scaling mid lane champion with this pick. And you already know what will happen around Dragon and Baron, Elder, and Herald fights. This champion will go crazy there. Oh, and since you're getting Stardust by killing minions and such, and in WildRift, there's quite a few minions around that you can farm, you scale up quite fast. Obviously, like, he's playing a bot game, which isn't that much of a problem because we just want to see the champion and what the champion does. And what are they suggesting here? So, you know, on the PC version, they really like the Rylai's Crystal Scepter for the extra added slow, and we know in WildRift slows do in fact stack. If you stack a 30% slow with another 30% slow, it won't slow for 60%, but it will slow for, I think, 40% if I'm not mistaken. So slows do in fact stack in WildRift. So I believe, depending on the damage numbers he has on his abilities, starting with the breath will be the typical approach, yep, and then we probably go for the, the ability that will kill minions, and then we just wave clear. And if you remember the old Aurelion Sol, on level 1 you just started with your second ability, the stars, and just insta-killed everything. That's a very low cooldown. How much damage does it do to minions? Because we saw how much it dealt to the Katrina. So I'm curious to see That is indeed not that much, but then the crit comes in. Okay, interesting. So it's actually not that little damage. Is he able? I really wish to see if it's getting blocked. Is that right? Come on, breathe some fire health. Show us. So I'm not mistaken about my actual awareness. Okay, they get sucked in. Interesting. So the cookie cutter combo for wave clear will be using your third ability to clump all these minions together to then just breathe fire into all their faces and then just kill them. Damn, this Graga spot plays better than my Grandmaster in WildRift in EU. Just saying. So yeah, typical shenanigans, trying out the skills, trying out how it goes. And I really wonder if Aurelion Sol here will actually skill his second ability on level 3, or if he goes for another point into a damage ability. Like you see here, he clumps up these minions, and he just taps them. Granting him very good clear, but it seems he can't breathe fire through units if they're too thick. So he needs to clump them up. They are clumped up, and then they're killed. So he does a decent amount of damage, but I don't think without Riley, this champion will be too powerful. And it seems the mana consumption is quite high, but he already has 25... Does he already have 25 Stardust? In 2 minutes? Without a kill? Huh? That's just no way. So you're telling me that this champion has such an accelerated Stardust gain, and you've seen the thresholds, right? They were not that high. So by 10 minutes you will have maybe 100 Stardust? That's crazy. Run it down. That's a decent amount of damage. I need to see the actual in-game numbers when it releases. And the breathing part deals so much damage. It's such an interesting design. And then the minion just dies. Like his wave clear compared to before is so much better, no? Like, what do you guys say? he wanted to fly like the old Aurelion Sol. And then he starts breathing fire. What? This turn? I think he's just testing out the build, and he will go tier. Like Archangels, etc., like a scaling mage, as I said. So maybe you will have something like a Rylai's and tier on this champion. Like Rylai's, tier, Rabadon. Then Liandry. Maybe you'll not even go for Liandry because you rather prefer Infinity Orb. It's a possibility. The cooldown looks so low. It's not 200, it's like close to 300, so it's tough to play on that ping. I would go crazy. You see the execution Flash Ignite. Even on the 300 ping, you can't deny his bloodthirstiness of just yeeting in to secure the Katarina kill. Like, I honestly don't know. Like, even now, like, he doesn't really have that many damage items, right? Oh, I didn't even pay attention. How does the... Like, he has 63 Stardust right now at nearly 5 minutes. So he's getting a decent pace when it comes to just increasing the Stardust and the ability evolves he has. Oh, it must be so tough, though, to fly and then properly adjust everything with the ping. Must be horrifying. And he just keeps on breathing. He just doesn't stop. So yeah, like, I believe Rylai's will be somewhat of a core thing for him, just so the enemy can't walk out of his stuff. Like it's the never-ending breath of doom. So curious to watch. Like, are you guys hyped for the release of Aurelion Sol, like the rework? I really want to see how far he can push the execution threshold. Oh, he's flying in for the breath. He does a little bit of a turn. The ping is catching up to him. But then he just breathes fire and says, nope, you shall not survive. Decent wave clear considering he basically has no items. Riftmaker. I think, honestly, what do you guys think about defensive boots Aurelion? Because he seems to be like a very heavy scaling and consistent damage champion. And what is your take on just having defensive boots? Because it would probably help him a lot. Let's see the big explosion. A big explosion, knock up, and decent damage. But the moment minions block your breath, you'll be so pissed. You'll be so angry. Oh! he's getting haunted by the ping. You know it. But even the ping can't deny the Jinx's demise. It's Jover. The minion just stopped his flying. He's gotten his Riftmaker combo into Archangels. So what's the next item he goes for? I assume it should be Rabadon, if the champion has decent AP scalings. Oh, he gets denied. Places down his zone. The execution threshold isn't that high yet. Just star spraying. Why do I think of an Axe commercial now? Yeah, taking any type of damage stops the current flight. Like, we're close to 10 minutes here. It's 146 Stardust. Oh, the flying is initiated. He goes in. Oh, sadly, nobody's there. Feels bad, man. Oh, let's see if he goes for the big play. Ah. The enemy turned on him so fast. The typical AI difference. You already know, if this was a normal rank game, all of these people would have turned around and would have ran away being scared. But the hive mind, artificial intelligence, is like, nope, we just go in. It's so typical. I love it. Oh, look at the Tristana mechanics with the short jump. I think so many people will get, like, all the Aurelion Sol mains, the four people we have, will take so much time to get adjusted to the changes because they are playing so much of muscle memory. Let's see the big explosion. The Fiora bot parried his stun, his knock-up. It's a rough angle. But the hitbox, like his first ability's hitbox, looks very weird sometimes, in a sense of reaching people even though they're outside of the range. Like it looks like it's very forgiving. Like very, very forgiving. Oh, he's flying in. His flight wasn't cancelled? Okay, so it isn't cancelled by taking damage. Yeah, he went for Rabadon as expected. And now the question is, do you want to go for flat pen items? Like, certainly, you will go for Infinity Orb to put the people to the threshold faster, right? And by having more pen. So you have an Infinity Orb, and then if you want to go for more flat pen, you go for the Awakened Soul Stealer. And if you need Crown, you just go Crown. But I really need to see a game in which there's a Rylai's on Aurelion, just to see how much of a difference it makes, allowing him to just deny the enemy any escape. His E has also insane range. Bomba. Well, hit and miss. $207 starters, 216 starters, minute 13 roughly. And his abilities have I think partially infinite scaling if I remember correctly, if I read this correctly, right? So yeah, the execution threshold will also go higher depending on stardust you have. Obviously probably not that much, but still. It's like a baby Elder execute. The limit test. There's the Collector Breath. We got the Collector Dragon. His breath range? It's Tristana auto-attack range, no? Like, it really looks like it's Tristana's auto-attack range. In late game. The U-turn. It looked so funny. So the breath range looks really, really high. Which makes it easier to be piloted, I suppose. $3.7k stacks. Let's go. We farming, bros. The funny thing is, I think his flight speed is a lot higher compared to the current version, but obviously the range is shorter, right? Oh, we're going in. The big explosion comes in. Ah, they just walk it off. Feels bad, man. But can they escape? The dragon? Nope. But can he escape? Yep. I don't think you can freeze against Aurelion Sol. He has too much range. I don't think it's possible. I do not think it's possible. It's too much range. Like look at the general breath range. Look at his E range in general. It looks like it's way too much. Like this champion seems as if his range is just so high that it's very, very difficult to just deal with him. So let's see. Does he play him top lane? Or mid lane again? Yeah. So now with all the information we have from the first game. Hey, he's running it down! Hey! Hellsdevil, content creator, running down a Chinese bot game. No, no, no. That's criminal. You know the champions in WildRift, like it always depends on how easy they are to be piloted. He's making the game harder. He's giving the enemy bots some gold. The ingenious strategy. Like, so far the champion doesn't seem too complex to play. So I assume he will get nerfed pretty quick. That's the only thing I can possibly imagine. Like, his first ability is damage. Like, every single time it does the big tick, does so much damage. I think he wants to make the game a little bit harder. And if we watch with sound, we would know. But yeah, we obviously don't. So the biggest issues for this champion so far is minions, because you can't breathe through units. Like you only have a splash, an area of splash damage, as it seems. He can rotate quickly with the second ability. He has decent wave clear with his third ability, which is the primary combo of his. Third ability into first ability, which is also very powerful for minion clearing, which is the cookie cutter move you will do all the time. His early game damage with just breathing, like at the set intervals, seems like a decent amount of damage as well. It's so funny that the bot play was actually better than what most ranked players would do. So much damage though. To see it in the later stages in direct contrast to now. Going for the quick combo, hitting the ultimate, hitting the stun, and quickly executing the Orianna. So how much damage was this combo? Like, she was relatively low life, so... Yeah, I mean, every AP champion that hits you with a combo at this point basically just kills you, know? First strike looking good on him. I wonder, because, like, how much gold will you gain? Like, the question will come down to, isn't Conqueror not just more efficient due to how you deal damage? And I think we don't even know if this champion will release on the new patch, or if it comes a little bit delayed. Because if the champion rework goes live at the same time Syndra comes out, it's kind of weird, no? So yeah. Yeah, the Q range is really high. the Vigar QR combo into Loathing. Can't outplay, just too good. Like, the funniest thing is, like, imagine Glacial procced on the pull of his third ability, because it's technically relocating them, right? So it should be counted as hard CC. Because it's like an Oriana pull, or like a Pike Hook or anything like this. So Glacial should apply. Which means you have a way of reducing enemy damage as well as controlling the lane. So for that, I'm also curious. It's gonna be a practice tool shenanigans moment. Ooh, have fun cooking. Let's see how much damage he does right now. I mean, that's a pretty decent amount of damage. Considering it seems kind of hard to get away from it, no? It doesn't look like it gives a slow. Little explosion, little knock up. Like, the Nova? Yeah, the Nova also dealt damage to the guy. Like, how big was the Nova? Actually, how big is the Nova? So you're hitting a spell here and you deal damage to here, really? Okay, no problem. Not a biggie. Casually, blowing up the place. But I really like I really want to see how much Rylace does on this champion. Cause like if there was Rylace, like the enemy slow, like the slowing them is just really, really potent. So what are you gonna do against this champion? You just try to stomp him early, because as the game goes on, it will be substantially harder to play against him, because his range gets so high. I don't know yet. Like, I'll do a more detailed rundown once the patch goes live in our region on that kind of stuff. So yeah. I think Aurelion Sol would be permabanned for the start. Because every new champion or rework champion will be permbanned unless it is deemed as weak. Or the community can't play them. I mean, the thing is, it's about the general slow. If the enemy is forced to stay in your spells for longer, then the item... Ooh, he sniped them. Sheesh. If the people are forced to stay in your spells longer due to Rylace, then the utility of that item will outweigh the damage in a direct comparison to another damage item, because you will deal more damage because the enemy will be exposed to damage for longer, if you get what I mean. I mean, Aurelion Sol is barely played as a champion. It's more of a one-trick champion. Let's see his objective. Breathing. Yeah, his damage is nuts. Like, his objective damage is really high. Yeah, the Ruby Crystal Law. It does so much damage over time. Like, it's so annoying to deal with. So this zone alone as well would just, like, for example, if you went for Liandry's late game, like you have a full build with Liandry's late game, you deal so much damage. Because there's so many different instances of damage you're applying continuously. I think any support that does engage for him does really well. Because think about a Leona on Alistair that lock people down for you to then hit your ultimate point blank on all of them. And not only this, like the Leona passive, right? The Leona passive will be re-triggered, to my understanding, every single time a damage instance is applied. So if they are CC'd by Leona on Aurelion Sol's third ability, the Sunlight passive of Leona will continuously proc on every single proc of the of every single tick of the third ability. So you have a lot of damage, like a lot of damage. Now he goes for a big ultimate, big bomber. Oh, he died, but look at the explosion. Look how it goes in. Look at the zone. Like, if this happens in a real fight, like, it's so difficult to avoid all of this damage. And even after dying, he still applies pressure by just providing this zone control. I mean, Yasuo will also be good with him if you have one on your team. If you get off this combo. I wonder how Yasuo ult will target people, because the ult range is rather big, as it was, as you just saw, right? Welcome to WildRift, that's what you have to do. It is annoying, but it's sadly how it goes. Now he has the crown, okay. Does he go for pen now, after this? Crown just makes it so much easier for him to play, because there's a little risk. Because he's just so much tankier. Oh, big bomber. Enemy rooted, so much damage in a quick combo on multiple people just being the frontliner. Like, he's melting these people alive. So if there's no way of stopping Aurelion Sol on the team, he will just run after you and breathe you to death. Not only this, he makes it so much more difficult for you to escape, because he can place the spells behind you and force you to run into him unless you want to get stunned and knocked up. So this champion seems to feature a lot of things that are very scary in WildRift. Like, very scary. Like, he has decent wave clear, he has great teamfight potential in a game where people are fighting for everything for no reason. He can just turn the tides instantly. Oh yeah, look, it's a new jungle thing. There's a jungle ghost. There's no Poro. No more Poro? Let's see at the big damage numbers here. He goes in, absolute one tap. Yeah, so that seems a little bit crazy for like the WildRift kind of thing, right? It's just high dopamine, crazy explosions, death left and right, just absolute destruction. Like, from looking at this champion, given how the game is played in WildRift right now, I believe this champion will be busted. No, I don't think Hale will get nerfed ever. Because it's not a problem on the Chinese server. Because the games are different there. Interesting. I really liked the video. Like, tell me, like, what you think about the video. If you want to look at the original video, take a look at this video. Make sure to comment. Make sure to like. Now we have to type it like this. Then we have to look for a cuter mode. Which one do we use? This one. Make sure to like the video, comment to boost the video for him. And we are all happy. Cool. Like, I really like the video. I really like the, like, just he just showcased the champion. And I'm really curious to see what this champion does in an actual game. That's crazy. Anyways, I have to stop now. I mean, they'll ban both champions if we're honest, right? But I have to stop now. The new video comes out in 10 minutes. New video in 10 minutes. It would be amazing if you all watched the video. Looked the video, I mean. Watched the video, I don't know, I can't speak English. Happens. And we will be back for more reviews, because we didn't talk about AD carries today, unfortunately, soon. We assume that the balancing is mainly done around the Chinese win rates. And Kale isn't high win rate. So yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and see you soon for more stuff. Yes, it will be the final part of the drama thing, where we just dive a little bit deeper into what has happened. And we'll catch each other soon again. Goodbye.